Let's take a look at some of the top business news stories now. Cole Stangler's here from the Business Desk. Hi there, Cole.
Hey, Tom.
Now, it is the first trading day of the new year. Sort of a mixed picture, really. Bright in Europe, not quite so bright on the other side of the Atlantic.
Yeah, it really depends on which side you are. Let's start, though, here in Europe, where some of that post-Brexit trade chaos that people feared, not actually so bad. Traffic across the channel actually slower than usual between France and the UK. It's a source of relief for much of the business world, and so too is the rollout of the latest COVID vaccine in the UK, developed by Oxford and AstraZeneca. That optimism helped push markets into positive territory today. As you can see, there are gains across the board on the major European indexes. The FTSE up 1.7%, smaller gains there on the CAC 40 in Paris and the DAX over in Frankfurt. Now, on the other hand, a much rougher day on Wall Street so far. As you can see, the global health situation is one factor, but unease over the outcome of tomorrow's Senate elections in Georgia also weighing on investors. Those two races, of course, will determine which party controls the upper chamber of Congress under President-elect Joe Biden. The Dow Jones, really all of the three major indexes, all down around 1.6 and 1.7% in the red there. Now, meanwhile, benchmark oil prices also losing ground today. Brent crude trading at around $51 a barrel. Those losses coming amid a deadlock in talks between the cartel of OPEC and their allies. Countries are debating whether or not to increase oil production further next month. Now, next up, shareholders have given the green light to a mega merger in the auto sector. The deal will see Paris-based PSA and Italian-American firm Fiat Chrysler join forces, creating a new industry giant known as Stellantis. The new corporation will host some 14 different brands from Peugeot and Citroën to Jeep and Maserati. Mario Sofos has the details.
Giving the green light to the creation of Stellantis, the world's fourth largest car maker, shareholders in PSA Peugeot and Fiat Chrysler decisively approved a €42 billion mega merger between the two groups on Monday.
Affordability, sustainability and safety. We need to combine these three objectives, and in facing this challenge, we are coming to you with an answer. The merger between FCA and PSA to create this new entity, Stellantis. We are ready to start this new chapter in the history of our companies. I would like to emphasize here that both companies have been able to execute their strategic plans in the past, so there is no reason why we shouldn't be able to execute them in the future.
Producing 8 million vehicles worldwide every year and with revenues of more than €165 billion, Stellantis is expected to be central to the auto industry's leap into the new era of electrification. Stellantis will have 14 brands, from FCA's Fiat, Maserati and US-focused Jeep, Dodge and Ram to PSA's traditionally Europe-focused Peugeot, Citroën, Opel and DS. At two separate shareholder meetings held virtually due to the COVID-19 pandemic, investors in each group backed the merger with more than 99% of votes cast. The chief executive of Stellantis, Carlos Tavares, is faced with the task of reviving the company's fortunes in China, streamlining a sprawling global business, and focusing on creating cleaner cars.
Now, one of the sectors hardest hit by COVID, of course, is tourism. And in Egypt, which relies heavily on visitors from abroad, the crisis has proven especially painful. Authorities say just 3.5 million people visited the country last year. That's down from 13 million in 2019. Travel companies are anticipating a gradual recovery in 2021, a message echoed by the country's tourism minister. Take a listen.
We've made around $4 billion in revenue. Of course, figures last year were 3 times higher. But this is not a time to think about numbers or money. What matters is our reputation. It's making sure that Egyptians working in the sector, as well as those coming into Egypt, are safe, so they go home and speak well of the measures implemented here.
Now to South Korea, where plastic surgery is a major industry and where business is booming as people take advantage of working from home to more easily recover. Some have dubbed it the Zoom boom, part of the global uptick in cosmetic surgery. Kamil Nedalek reports.
While many surgeries have been cancelled in the wake of the coronavirus pandemic, some clients in Seoul are opting for elective cosmetic procedures. For this student, lockdown was the perfect time because she could convalesce at home and hide behind her mask during recovery.
내년에 백신이 나오면은 마스크도 벗고 다녀야 되는데 그런기 전에 지금 수술을 하면은 가장 적절하겠다고 생각이 들어서 지금 수술을 하게 돼요.
South Korea's cosmetic surgery industry is worth over 8 billion euros, and Seoul is the plastic surgery capital of the world. Korean citizens spent 10.6% of their stimulus checks, worth around 11 billion euros, in hospitals and pharmacies. While it's not possible to know how much of that was on elective cosmetic procedures, clinics say they've seen a jump in business. One plastic surgery app saw demand surge by 63%, and requests for consultations have doubled.
약간 보복 소비 같은 느낌? 이게 억제돼 있던 것들을 그 소비로 뭔가 표출한다는 느낌을 일부 좀 갖고 있어요. 그래서 뭐 이제 부위도 한 부위 시술할 것도 두세 부위를 동시에 함으로써.
The boom isn't just being felt in Korea. A website of registered cosmetic doctors in the UK saw a jump in traffic by 40%, and doctors in the US also say they've seen a surge in demand, in part fueled by clients seeing themselves on screen more often during conference calls. But psychologists warn against focusing on external appearance to feel better.
And finally, it's a landmark day at Google. More than 200 employees at the tech giant say they're forming a union open to all the firm's employees, a first in the company's history. The announcement comes after growing activism at the firm in recent years. Employees have criticized management policies over workplace harassment, as well as the firm's ties to the Trump administration. They've also expressed concern over how some of the company's new products are used. In a statement, Google defended its workplace policies. It also suggested it wouldn't negotiate directly with the union. Now, Tom, that's one of the other unique parts of this campaign, known in labor relations speak as a minority union, meaning employees are unlikely to negotiate directly with the company on behalf of everyone, but they are hoping to act really as a sort of pressure group on Google to try to make some changes.
Okay, well, thank you very much indeed for bringing us up to speed on all of that. Cole Stangler from the Business Desk, thank you so much. That's it from me. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Don't go away.